never forget you, Henry Cavill. Never! Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm the Monio, the interdimensional demon who talks about The Witcher the most on YouTube, and you're on my channel. And yes, we have another animation of The Witcher, but this time with our beloved Geralt as the protagonist, and some well-known characters too. But what is this animation about? Is it good? Let's take it one step at a time. The Witcher Sirens of the Deep is an animated film released on Netflix. This film is an extension of the series and takes into account the events, with character designs based on the actors and scenes recreated in animation. The film takes place between episodes 5 and 6 of the first season. In the story, Geralt is hired to investigate some attacks that are happening to fishermen and people in the region, who are being killed. The main suspect is the Sea People. This situation is putting pressure on the king of that place to start a war between humans and the mermaids. However, several twists and turns will happen in the story until the real villain is revealed. As I said before, the film works as an extension of the series. It is almost like an extra episode, only animated. Geralt is at a point in the story where he is trying to forget Yennefer. To do this, he is trying to open his heart to other possibilities that life has to offer him, while at the same time trying to prevent a war that is about to happen. At the same time, he discovers that the prince of the kingdom who hired him is in love with the mermaid who is the princess of the Sea People, in a love that is obviously forbidden, and that has many parallels with Disney's The Little Mermaid. In fact, the story is exactly the same. We can say that this is an adult, dark fantasy version of The Little Mermaid, and the story of this romance places a lot of emphasis on the fact that in love there must be sacrifices, and this will create parallels with other subplots in the film involving Geralt himself. The film gives a lot of emphasis to Essie Davin, who is the main supporting character here, a strong, courageous and very beautiful woman who is Dandelion's childhood friend, and who represents a possible love interest for Geralt, in addition to having good appearances by Dandelion himself, who as always is very funny and charismatic here. Yennefer is mentioned a lot throughout the film, but she is not actually in the story. She only appears in flashbacks and some of Geralt's dream scenes. However, her design is based on the gorgeous Anya Kalatra, as are the other characters whose looks are based on their respective actors from the series. In this sense, the highlight goes to Geralt himself, whose look is based on Henry Cavill, and I must say that it turned out really cool and matched the animation very well. And speaking of animation, the film has a very beautiful visual quality, with very well done character designs, scenarios with very interesting visual compositions, and a quality of fluidity in the animation of the characters that is within the average for this type of production. The Witcher Sirens of the Deep is a visually very competent film, with a really cool story that values the characters and has interesting twists and turns, and an interesting ending that plays a bit with the expectations of those who are watching, whether you are a fan of the game or the books, and even for those who have never had contact with the universe of The Witcher. It is a cool animation, above average. But if you like this universe, and especially if you have watched the series, I highly recommend this film, since as already said, the film works as an extra episode. And if you are one of those who did not like Henry Cavill's departure from the role of Geralt in the series, we can say that this will probably be the last time you will see this actor being represented as Geralt, even in an animation. But what about you? Have you watched The Witcher Sirens of the Deep? What did you think? Leave it in the comments. And if you liked the video, subscribe to follow the next content. Until next time my people, demonic hugs.